Hello, my name's Sadler. You may remember me from having prescribed you some insoles in the past. So the reason we put this video together for you is to just have a look at some of the potential wear patterns and damage that can occur to insoles commonly, and when you might look to replace or refurbish your orthotic device. So these are two of the most common types of bespoke device that we prescribe. So yours probably won't look exactly like this, but these are the types of things that we do, and they'll display most of the types of wear. So first thing that we'll look at on this sort of plastic shelled device is the top material. So if the top material has become shiny like this one has around the heel, around the forefoot or over the arch, when it started and was new, it was kind of a matte, grippy material. So as it becomes too shiny, you may slide around on the device and you no longer get the level of prescription that we'd be looking for, because you're just not holding on to it as well. The next thing we'd be looking for is the rebound. So as I squidge the device, I would expect it to bounce back under my fingers. If it's no longer doing that, then particularly if you're reliant on a bit more cushioning on your device, then it's no longer doing its job properly. You will see your forefoot and toes and things on there, that's okay. It's just if it's not doing that bounce return. So the next thing to look for is the line here where the hard shell material meets the softer flexible material. So that's the weakest point for an insole generally, for where the hard meets the soft. So we reinforce that with another material, but if that started to fray and come away, then particularly if it starts to see, as this one has sort of come away a little bit there, that's a risk that it might tear. So we might need to refurbish it. So for the things that we've talked about there, the sheen, the shininess of the material, the bounce back, and whether or not there's risk of tearing there, those can all be refurbished without necessarily needing to replace your insole. When it comes to the plastic shell, what we're looking for is, if you think of like a ruler that you may have bent at school, if you do that a few times, it sort of goes white in the middle and gets some cracks. So we want to make sure that we're not getting that type of change occurring to the shell. So as you bend it and move across, we want to make sure that isn't there. That's a sign that the shell is no longer returning to its original sort of shape after you stand on it. So equally, if you see sort of fixed deformations to the shell that won't bounce back, then again we probably need to replace that shell element for you. But really they're the real things that can go wrong with the actual shell. So most often with this type of device we just need to refurbish it, but occasionally we might need to remake it. Okay, so that's this type. If you have this type of device, now this is a new example of this device, so as you see, top cover's fairly matte on there and got quite a lot of grip. So again, similar to the other device, if it gets shiny and you slide around on it, that's something to look out for. And again with the squidge around the front. Here you'll see where we've reinforced it because it's new, but if you start to see too many tears and things start coming along that line, the demarcation between the firm and the soft, that's where we might get some potential risk and damage. So the thing with these ones is, because they're made of lots of layers of material, and again, as your insole may look quite different to this one, but this type of style of building up lots of different layers of material. So if they start to pull apart from each other, or if there's things got stuck in there, then that might be that we need to replace the device or perhaps even refurbish it. If you start to see too many creases appear, so as you roll onto the device, you'll squish it. So if there's too many creases or it won't bounce back from its deformation, then again we probably want to replace that insole. So generally speaking, these sorts of insoles last about 2 to 3 years. Some people will wear them out quicker than that, some people will wear them out and take a lot longer to wear them out, and some of that's down to exactly how you work and how much you're doing with it. So, but these are some of the things to look for wear and tear, and whether we might need to replace or refurbish them. So if you think that's what's happened to your insole, give us a call on 01603 327 999 and we'll see if we can help with that.